matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov yalalai yalalalalai. Hine matov yalalai yalalalalai. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat shalom, everyone. If you'll turn to page 128 in your Siddur, right in the middle of the page. Yedid nefesh avarachaman, Yedid nefesh avarachaman, mishochavdecha el ritzonecha, mishochavdecha lai 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 el ritzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo ayah, yishtachavei la 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 el mul hadarecha. Yedid nefesh avarachaman, Yedid nefesh avarachaman, mishochavdecha el ritzonecha, mishochavdecha la 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 el ritzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo ayah, yishtachavei la 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 el mul hadarecha. If you'll turn back to page 120, you'll find the blessing for lighting our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר, להדליק נר של שבת. As we turn to page 130, we come into our Kabbalat Shabbat, receiving our Shabbat. And we remind ourselves of the idea of why this section was added into our service. That as we make our way through a week, sometimes they're great weeks, sometimes they're not so great weeks. And whether we're overjoyed from the week that we had, and then we need to make ourselves into the peace of Shabbat, or we're troubled by the week that we've had, and we need to bring ourselves into the peace of Shabbat. We use these psalms of praises of God, beginning with Psalm 95 on page 130. We use them as tools to lead us out of the week and bring ourselves to a new place and a new time and a new action. And we call all of those Shabbat. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, mikadma fanav b'toda. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, Bizmirot Narialo, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Aladonai, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Adonai. From Psalm 96, the bottom paragraph of the Hebrew, the bottom of page 131. Yismechu Hashamayim, let the heavens be happy. V'tagel haaretz, and the earth will rejoice. Yiram hayam, and also the sea. Umloo, and all that fill it. All of God's creation joyfully gives thanks for creation. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umelo. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. On page 132, from Psalm 97, Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha, light is sown for the righteous, and for those who are straightforward and good of heart, they will find happiness. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. U'yishrei lev simcha. Lai 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 lai. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua latzadik u'yishrei lev simcha. Let's read together on page 133 in the English, Psalm 98, a psalm Sing to Adonai a new song, for God has worked wonders. God's right hand, God's holy arm has won God victory. Adonai has manifested God's victory, has displayed God's triumph in the sight of the nations. God was mindful of God's steadfast love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise. Page 135, the last three lines of Psalm 99. We exalt Adonai our God, and we bow down at God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu behar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu behar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Psalm 29, we'll read together in the English, and we'll sing the last two lines together in Hebrew. Psalm of David, page 136 and 137, I should say. A psalm of David, ascribe to Adonai, O divine beings. Ascribe to Adonai glory and strength. Ascribe to Adonai the glory of God's name. Bow down to Adonai, majestic in holiness. The voice of Adonai is over the waters. The God of glory thunders, Adonai over the mighty waters. The voice of Adonai is power. The voice of Adonai is majesty. The voice of Adonai breaks cedars. Adonai shatters the cedars of Lebanon. God makes Lebanon skip like a calf, Sirion like a young wild ox. The voice of Adonai kindles flames of fire. The voice of Adonai convulses the wilderness. Adonai convulses the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Adonai causes hinds to calve and strips forests bare. While in God's temple all say glory. Adonai sat enthroned at the flood. Adonai sits enthroned, sovereign forever. May Adonai grant strength to God's people. May Adonai bestow on God's people well-being. This psalm we not only read on Friday night, we also say it on Saturday mornings during our Torah service. After we read Torah, when we prayed the Torah around for the second time, at the end of the Torah service, we sing the words of this psalm. The rabbis who put together the Siddur, they chose this particular psalm to be our marching music, so to speak, for our Hakafah, because it talks about God's power in the universe and among us, and the story of God is in the Torah, and they thought, what if while we bring the Torah to the people, we also sing of God's power being among the people? So it brings an extra little meaning to this particular psalm. We'll sing the last two lines that talks about these blessings from God. May God grant strength to God's people. May God bestow upon God's people shalom, peace, and wholeness and well-being. Lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Adonai oz le'amo, yihitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Adonai oz le'amo, yihitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Page 138 and 139. We welcome in the image and the beauty of Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, V'shemu tiferet v'letila la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machsheva tila la 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 la, lecha dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, lecha, Lecha dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumi tzei mitoch hafecha, Rav lach shevet be'emek habacha, vehu yechamol alayich mila la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela. Hitna'ari me'afar kumi, Livshi bigdei tifartech ami, Al yad b'nishai beit halachmi, Korva'a nafshi ge'ala la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela. It'oreri, ki va'orech, kumi ori, uri, shir daveri, kivod Adonai alayich, bigla la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela. Lo tevoshi velo tichali, ma tishtochechi u'ma tehmi, bach yechesu aniyei ami, v'nivnata ir al tila la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Pnei, Pnei, Shabbat Nikabela. Vahayu shisa shosayich, ורחקו כל מבלעייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס קטן על כלה, לה 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 לה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי, על ידיש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, לה 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 לה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. We rise, we face the door as we welcome in the image of the Shabbat bride. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוכם ונעם סגולה. בואי חלה, לה 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 לה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה, לה 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 לה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. While we're all standing, since we've greeted the Shabbat bride, we'll greet each other. Turn to your neighbors and wish everybody Shabbat Shalom. And for those of you who are online with us on templeshalom.com and on our YouTube channel, Shabbat Shalom to all of you as well. Well, Shabbat Shalom again, everyone, as we find our seats one more time. We'll find our seats and we'll turn to page 140. Psalm 92, a psalm of Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Tov Lahodot L'Adonai. It is good to give thanks to God. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot LaAdonai, Ulizamer Leshimcha Elyon, Ulizamer Leshimcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot LaAdonai, Ulizamer Leshimcha Elyon, Ulizamer Leshimcha Elyon. Lahagid Baboker Chastecha, אמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארני. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, Amku machshevotecha Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat Tov lehodot la'Adonai Ulizamer leshimcha elyon Ulizamer leshimcha elyon Ulizamer leshimcha elyon Ulizamer leshimcha elyon. On page 142, we sing of the angels that accompany us and protect our souls over this Shabbat. Peace to you, O angels, come to us in peace, bless us in peace, and at the end of Shabbat, may you go out in peace. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bo'achem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nida Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nida Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Lai 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 lai. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We move from our Kabbalat Shabbat into our Ma'ariv service with Chatzi Kaddish, page 144. Yitkada v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Gamad yivrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, bagala bagala, uv'izman kariv yimeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, ve'alam olam me'amaya, yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitbar, Vitraman, Vitnase, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemei, Kudesha, Urichu, Le'ilam, and Koberchata, Vishihirata, Tushbechata, Vinetemata, Damihiran, Be'alma, Vimeru, Amen. As we turn to page 146, we rise for Baruch Hu as we invite ourselves to prayer. Lai la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach Be'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach Be'olam va'ed. We can all be seated. We continue as we read together on page 149 as we give thanks for creation. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change. And within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? The last three lines of the Hebrew on page 148. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu, le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. We continue on page 150 as we give thanks for the gift of Torah. It says near the end of the prayer, Ki him chayinu v'orach yameinu, because the Torah's words are our life and the length of our days. Tomorrow morning we're going to be reading from a section that, not one of the prettiest sections of the Torah. It talks about really destruction and war and people's lives being destructed and torn apart because of evil. The Talmud talks about this idea as mitzvah goreret mitzvah, avera goreret avera, that if we do a mitzvah, it will bring about more mitzvot in our presence, but if we do evil and we do sins, it brings more evil and more sins. And we hope that the Torah is our light that guides us to the first part of that, mitzvah goreret mitzvah, that when we do one mitzvah, we bring about another one. Ahavat olam, with a great amount of love for your people, you have given us your Torah. We sing those words on page 150. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadita, otanu limadita. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochvenu v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hein chayenu be'orech yameinu uvahem nehege yomam v'layla nehege yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasir imenu le'olamim baruch atah Adonai ohed amo Yisrael ohev amo Yisrael. Page 152 and 153, we join together in the words of Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alavavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uv'shofpecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot beinecha uchtavtam amezuzot beitecha uv'hisharecha leman tizkeruhu v'asitem et kol mitzotai v'yitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'yod lachem le'elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Amen. We turn to page 157 at the bottom of the page as we entered into the Geulah, our prayer of redemption from Mitzrayim, from ancient Egypt, and in modern times from those places that are the narrow places from which we hope to escape. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory, the earth reveal your justice. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. And as our ancestors did, we sing the words that we find in Exodus chapter 15 and also at the top of page 158. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilo, o seifele, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilo, o seifele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Eli anu ve'omru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, V'ne'emar ki farad Adonai Yaakov. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob. V'go'alom yad chazak mimenu, from a strong hand stronger than his own. Baruch atah Adonai, praise you, O God. Go'al Yisrael, Redeemer of Israel. On page 160. The third line of Hashkivenu, a prayer that asks God to watch over us through the night, says, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. You spread a shelter of peace over us. And ends with the words that say, praise to you, God, who spreads your shelter of peace over Israel and over Jerusalem and over all of us. In this time of great strife, may that shelter extend very, very far. Ufros aleinu sukat, shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat, shlomecha, yalai lai lai, yalai lai lai, yalai lai 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 lai, yalai lai lai, yalai lai lai, yalai lai lai, yalai lai 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 lai, ufros aleinu sukat, shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 162. The people of Israel will keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. As a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel, God said, for in 6 days God made the heavens and the earth. On the seventh day, God ceased from all the work and was refreshed. At the bottom of 163, there's a wonderful little one-line teaching from Achad Ha'am. It wasn't his real name, it was a pen name. Achad Ha'am means one of the people. His real name was Asher Ginsburg, but he taught this beautiful lesson. He said, more than the Jewish people have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. And I think in difficult times like these, that really hits home even more, that even though we, each and every day, I know I am, and I hope you are too, watching the news and praying that each of the now, as the count is 243 hostages, will be home as quickly as possible, and that the perpetrators of the terrorism will be brought to justice as soon as possible. But sometimes it becomes too overwhelming, and I need a Shabbat to leave that behind for a little bit, at least within my own soul, so that I can find my time of ceasing from all of that thinking and all of that pondering, and come to a place where I can, vayinafash, as the last word says, refresh my soul. May these words be the pathway for refreshing all of our souls. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת וינפש, שבת שבת וינפש, ושמרו שבת שבת וינפש, ושמרו שבת שבת וינפש. As we turn to page 164, we'll rise for our evening Amidah. We'll join together first in this Zimun meditation. We'll sing together the first 3 paragraphs on the odd, even-numbered pages, and then through page 180 or 181, we'll pray silently. You can use the words in Hebrew or English on the even-numbered pages, the poetic renditions on the theme on the odd-numbered pages, or the words you find in your own heart, your own soul. We join together 164. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chaste Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Hemnato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Mimitu Mechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emanat Halachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Kadosh, Shemcha Kadosh, U'Kidoshim B'chol Yom Yahalelucha Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue silently. When you're finished with your silent prayer, please be seated. find these words. Page 378. Or 178. We'll do it that way. Forget 378. 178 is where we'll Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol heit uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. If you'll turn to page 371 now. On page 371, we find the words of Misha Berach. We ask God to bring healing to Genendel Batsima, Fran Hart, Aharon ben Avraham Vasara, Sarah Tischler, Stanley Sachs, Kathy Twardock, Lucy Jacobs, Fred Trowix, Eliezer Mordechai ben Leah Gnasa, Leilana Haas, David Morse, Mick Robertson, David Ben Chaim, Perry Bach, Lisa Stark, Rose Dymek, Lucas Bartelt, Janice Broder, Malka Batsara, and Bob Bell. If we have any other names for healing, we'll start on this side of the room. Any others on this side? Thank you. Any others on this side of the room? On this side of the room. Thank you. Don. All those that we've named, and for all those who are in need, for all of those who are still suffering and healing from the terrorist attacks in Israel. We ask for healing in the middle of page 371. Misheberach avoteinu Mikor habracha leimoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. The story that I'm going to tell you now may or may not be true. Earlier today, I received an email. And in the email said, hey, Rabbi, instead of you giving the sermon Friday night, can I give the sermon instead? And I thought, okay, that's fine. So I wrote down the name of the person here who asked me that question. Is there a Juniper Collins in the house? Juniper, if you want to come up, you can give the sermon. Juniper, if you're in the room anywhere. Juniper, are you here? Are you here, Juniper? Oh, if you want to bring your sisters and your parents and your grandmother with you, you can bring them too. All right, Juniper. Here's the microphone. Are you ready? Okay. What do you want to teach all the people? Uh-huh. Okay, what else? That's great. Okay, one more lesson. Okay, perfect. That was really good. You could be a rabbi one day. That was a really good sermon. Nobody wants to be a rabbi. Oh my goodness, it's horrible. Well, we are here today because we're not only here for Shabbat, but we are here to, I'm going to move the microphone your way since you're going to talk in a second.
Okay.
All right. We are here, Juniper over here, with the help of her sisters. You two going to help us out here? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Juniper's going to get her Hebrew name today. Juniper was born on July 24th, which was the 6th day of the month of Av. And her parents, Rebecca and Otis, are here. Again, you want to come to me? Okay, you can hang out with me. All right. All right. Do you want to read this or should I read this stuff? I will do it? Okay, I'll do it. Perfect. Well, we are going to give your sister a name. And guess what? Can I let you in on a secret? I'm going to tell you a secret. You ready to hear my secret? I'm going to put you right here on the table and I'm going to tell you my secret. Here's my secret. Your mom and dad don't know your sister's Hebrew name yet. They don't know it. It's true. It's really true. Because your grandmother over here, she picked the name. Yeah, she did. She picked the name, and guess what? She didn't tell your mom and dad what the name is yet. And so they're going to get to find out the same time as everybody else. What do you think? Good idea? Okay, I agree. Mama doesn't know yet? Papa doesn't know yet? No? Are you ready to find out? Okay, we'll find out. Ready? Here we go. So, Carrie, tell us, you did some research and some soul searching and some thinking about this particular name. And tell us about where this name comes from.
So first, let me just say that Opal's Hebrew name is derived from the name of my father, whose Hebrew name was Moshe. And Vienna's Hebrew name is derived from my Hebrew name, which is Leah. And so all of the examples that I thought would be good ones to use were taken, and I thought, then I need to go back further in time. And I need to also look at what Otis and Rebecca have created in this family. And I chose Miriam because Otis and Rebecca have created a culture in their family where there's no competition amongst the sisters. And I'm one of 3 sisters, so I know about what that can be like. There's nothing but love and affection, which is impressive when they're 23 months apart. And also, I think, given the role that Miriam has for the Jewish people in caring for her brother Moses, that's one aspect of her, but she's also a midwife to the Jewish people, to the women in Israel, and a midwife, or I should say a team of midwives, played a huge role in bringing Juniper into this world and provided Rebecca with excellent care and delivered Juniper, though she didn't want to show up. And so I can think of fewer more fitting names than Miriam because of who she is in the context of family and who she is to the Jewish people and the midwifery that she brought to all of us. And Rashi says that she uttered soothing words during her work as a midwife, which helped the mother to give birth more easily. In fact, Miriam's lifetime coincided with the infancy of the Jewish people. Much like a midwife, she guided her people through their perilous beginnings, sometimes through selfless action, sometimes through simply being present and ready. And that's what we all wish from the women in our Jewish community. So I'm hoping that Miriam is an inspirational name for Juniper, who has no clue what's going on.
Fantastic. Well, Rebecca and Otis, if you want to wrap her in this beautiful pink talit right here. Yeah, you can help wrap her too if you want to. Sure. As we say these words, Zachar l'olam brito davar tziva le'elef dor baruch atah Adonai korei et habrit. God remembers the covenant forever and the words that were commanded to the thousandth generation. We praise you, God, who establishes the covenant. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'achnisa b'vrit am Yisrael. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy with your commandments and commands us to enter this child into the covenant of Israel. Eloheinu v'le'avoteinu v'imotenu kayem et al yada hazot v'aviha le'ima v'yikareh shema b'Yisrael Miriam bat Rivka yisma'ach ha'av v'yotzeh et chalatzav v'tagel ima b'pri bitna zot ha'ketana g'dola tihyeh כשם שנכנס לברית, כי נכנס לתורה לחופה ומעשים טובים. Our God and God of our ancestors, sustain this child through her parents' loving care and her sister's loving care too. Let her be known among the people of Israel by the name Miriam bat Rivka. May her name be a source of joy and inspiration for not only her family and not only her community, but for the whole world. May her parents rejoice in her growing, in her body and her soul. May they lead her to a life filled with good deeds, and let us all say, Amen. And now we're going to say one more blessing for you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God's presence shine upon you and be very good to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up toward you and give you God's most important blessing, the blessing of peace. And together let us say, Amen. And if you'll join with me, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, and Siman Tov. Yehelanu. And Juniper, for you and your whole family, we are so excited. We celebrate with you. I'm going to give you the certificate, but if it's okay with you, I'm going to give it to your dad to hold on to for a little while until you're old enough to carry it, okay? Now, I know also, because I talked to your grandmother, this also might not be true. She told me that she wants you to stay in town until you're old enough to hold the certificate. She's going to have to negotiate with that with your mom and dad, I think, but we'll see if we figure it out. So Mazel Tov to the entire family. And welcome to the covenant, little Juniper, little Miriam Bat Rachel. Or Rivka. Miriam Bat Rivka. There we go. Thank you, guys. Now, yeah. It's always wonderful to celebrate new things, like new babies who are entering our community. And it's also wonderful to celebrate other new things, and specifically new people. And so I would like to invite Denny Elston, and I would like to, I don't know what title to give you. and Elena, private citizen and member of Temple Shalom, Elena Rathman. Huh? Who are going to welcome some of our new members on this membership Shabbat.
So it's always wonderful when we have new babies to bring in, and as I look out, there were bat mitzvahs here and celebrations. We also have, over the course of the last 18 months, welcomed some wonderful new members. Not everybody gets a chance to be called up and be here for membership Shabbat. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out of town and several people not here. But I want to recognize everyone because they'll see the recording or are watching us from afar, and I want them to feel like they've been officially welcomed into the covenant of membership, just as we welcomed Juniper just a few moments ago. So we are pleased over the past 18 months to have welcomed Jose and Naomi Espinoza, Jessica Yokelson and Justin Cavanis, Charles and Sally Waller, Cindy and Jacob Gang, Kaylee Fields and Max Shapiro, Talia Weiss, Peter Haxton and Robin Kempf, Amy and Arthur Thibert, Louis and Sheila Dobin, Julia Fennell, Karen and Ken Liebenow, Eileen and Thomas Michelson, Arnold and Doreen Manvitz, Eric Deutsch, Fred and Florence Kaufman, Barak and Ruthie Benamot, Lily Noel and Chelsea Kohler, Karen and Lawrence Cook, Lisa Stark, Karen Markle and Donald Katz, Jennifer and Christopher Paris, and there are many more who joined over the year, but that were able mostly to celebrate with us in person. Steph Harley was here a little earlier, but I think she had to go. So please welcome these new members to the Bima. If you are here, please come on up. I know some of you are here for sure. So David Torbett is here, I know for sure. And Peter and Robin are here for sure. I think I called names, but I'm like, I don't want to make you super embarrassed. David just had his bar mitzvah years and years and years ago. That's what I think, not in my heart really, because I still see him as this big. Welcome. Thank you. And I'm going to just take a moment and read what this beautiful certificate is that Temple Shalom is presenting to them. And then we're going to do some recognition for all the members that are seated still right now, because you are important people as well. So David and Robin and Peter and everyone else who was named, we welcome you who enter in the name of the Eternal. We bless you from this house of God. We welcome you into the covenant of membership with Temple Shalom. May you find meaning and purpose, challenge, and spiritual fulfillment, joy and support within this congregation and amongst these people. May your membership be a blessing to this community and to all of Klal Yisrael, the community of Israel. May we grow together as we strengthen one another in carrying forward our Jewish heritage. And so we welcome you. And I want to introduce, just from the sampling of our entire membership that we have here today, that we have members who have been here a short time as well. If you have been here from 1 to 20 years, would you stand in support of our new members? That's a very wide range, right? 1 to 20, but hold on. How about from 20 to 30 years? Stay standing if you don't mind. We're going to get everybody there. And from 30 to 40 years as a member. And more than 40 years as a member of Temple Shalom. Thank you so much. And we would also like to ask all of our guests, prospective members, and interested community people to join with us in standing, because you make us also whole and what we are today. Thank you very much from all of us at Temple Shalom.
Heveinu shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom alechem. Heveinu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem.
Rabbi Jay, do you have any other words? Okay. Thank you.
Since you're all still standing,
Okay.
I didn't see anybody sit yet, so since you're all standing, if you'll join me on page 586. No, I really meant since you're all standing still. Page 586, if you'll join together with me in the words of Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu kugoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, malchei hamelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, shehu notei shamayim veyoser haaretz, Moshav yikaro b'shamayim nima'a, ushchinatu zo, v'govhei meromim, hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Efesu Lato, Kakatu B'Torato, Yadata Hayom V'Hashevota Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hua Elohim, B'Shamayim Mima'al, Ve'al ha'aretz, Mitachat Einod, the middle of 590. Ki amalchut shelcha hu l'amim tiva kavod, kakatu b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar v'ya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom hahu, Ye Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, Ushemo echad. We can all be seated. In our yard sites this week, and actually, either is Kobe back there or Elena? I have last week's list. Can someone grab a bulletin for me or the new list? Because this is last week's list of people. Perfect. Thank you. I'll take that one. All righty. In our yard sites this week, we recall the memories of Barbara Stewart, Harris Bernstein, Ida Sack, Simone Asulin, Frank Dumont, Mosek Shukir, Abraham Klein, Fred Hare, Jacob Rudnick, Maria de la Luz Moreno, Arlene Fishman, Richard Rikus, Rosalind Green, Batya Gordon, Eva Rosenberg, Francine Bell, Ira Shapiro, Joseph Schweller, Pearl Weiss, Stephen Deutsch, Bernice Mintz, Betty Berger, Jacob Rudnick, David Gotthelf, Isa Newman, and Lillian Fisher. We also note the recent passing of Stella Geiser. Are there any other yard sites that anyone is observing this week? Thank you. Any others? Thank you. Yehu zichronam livracha, may their memories be an eternal blessing. We ask mourners to rise and those whose custom it is to stand with them as we turn in our Siddur to page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala uzman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mavorach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnoseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbichata v'nechemata, de'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, kuya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. We can all be seated. Carolyn's got for us a few announcements of things we should know in the days and weeks ahead. It looks really short.
So, thank you all for joining us this Erev Shabbat, and to all the new members and all the current members, very current, and older members. Experienced, that's it, right. And thanks for Rabbi for leading us, and congratulations to Juniper with a new name, yay! As we wish to support the people in Israel affected by the terrorist attacks, Temple Shalom has provided several viable links on the homepage, templeshalom.com, to do just that, including helping with our increased security expense. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've had two security people here for every service, and on Sundays and on Tuesday evenings. This is severely increased or sincerely increased, depending on your point of view, our cost and what we planned for. So if you would like to donate, that would be wonderful. We're making everybody safer, so. It's also a heads-up moment. We, on Saturday evening, Sunday morning, if you're still awake at 2 o'clock, you'd set your clock, you'd fall forward, I guess. Fall back. Oh, no, don't fall back. Fall back, yes, fall back. You get an extra almost hour of sleep. Yeah, you think you do. You spent it already. Okay. On Saturday, join us, on Saturday the 18th, join us for Israeli dancing, Havdalah, and dessert at 6:30. And no, that's not true. When? It's been canceled, okay? That's not happening. They didn't take it off. Okay. Oh, it's okay. They said it was tomorrow, so it's all right. November 12th, I expect everyone in this room to be here again at 9 o'clock for the semi-annual congregational meeting. Then you'll know all that we know, and it'll be good. All right? It's a recap of events, information. Kobe's going to be the guy putting it all together once I get him his slide. Kol Nidre appeal continues. We were hoping for 100% participation, but right now we have 28%. So that means, again, there's a button on templeshalom.com. Temple Shalom has been awarded a matching grant from Jewish Colorado for the playground, and I think I should actually ask Alec to tell us all about that. No? You don't want to tell us all about that? Okay. He's got his head going no. All right. Anyway, matching grant, we've got $5,000 to match. Please, if you can donate to that. If you've got little kids, I'm sure they know how bad the playground used to be and how they have it imagined in the future. I don't know if we can match their imagination. We've added the Melton class, Beyond Borders, the history of the Arab-Israeli conflict, to our adult educational curriculum. Kobe's going to be teaching that, and he knows. He's good. I've taken it, but I'm going to do it again. Okay, and that starts in January on Tuesdays. Do we have an exact date? The 9th. Okay, it's not on here, just saying. Stay informed. You get announcements on your email. Don't just block them or put them in your recycle bin. This what you got. Everything, that's what we know, right? And if you have anything else, it's going to go to templeshalom.com or to Kobe or to, and there's, yes. And that's going to be Friday and Saturday?
And if you're a veteran and would like to participate in the service, please make sure you talk to Elliot.
Yes, talk to Elliot. He's in charge. Okay, I think that's it. If you know any temple member who is ill, hospitalized, or suffering from a loss, please contact the office, and we can provide encouragement and support. And I want to thank the office for what they did for me. Okay. Thank you for the Oneg Mavens, and I believe it was Carrie tonight who's provided the food. So thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And just a reminder for those who would like to join me and about 2,000 other people in Denver at the end of the month, Thursday, November 30th through Sunday, December 3rd, is the Jewish National Fund Global Conference for Israel. Due to the generosity of one person who is underwriting a huge part of the conference, you can go to the conference instead of $550, the conference is now $50. So there's a guy who wrote a check to cover $500 for as many people as want to go. So if you'd like to come join us, you can. And then additionally, if you want to be there for Shabbat dinner, you have to pay for Shabbat dinner. It doesn't include your hotels with the $50 or your food, but the conference is there. Shabbat dinner is $180. It's a kosher meal. There'll be over 1,000 people at the Shabbat dinner. And as I said to some people last week, I've been told that some rabbi from Colorado Springs is leading Kiddush and Hamotzi at the dinner at the conference. So that's happening. And then also Saturday night, I think that same rabbi is leading Havdalah for the conference before there's a really cool show on Saturday night that you'll all want to see. There will be speakers from Israel talking about what's going on in the moment. So there'll be people who literally will be getting off airplanes the day before they speak to come and speak to the conference. It's over 2,000 people that are already signed up. So if you'd like to join us, there's a poster out in the lobby, or you can talk to me about it. We'd love to have you join us for that. It's an amazing conference. And if you have kids or grandkids who are in high school or in college, there's a high school conference and a college conference as well. And I can get you information on that if you'd like to be there. My daughter will be at the college conference, and right now they have about 150 college kids and about 100 high school kids who are coming to the conference. So it's a great thing. Please join us. If you will please rise. If you'll turn to page 678 in your Siddur, we're going to sing the words of Hatikvah, but before we do, a prayer for protection of the soldiers of the IDF as they continue trying to root out the evil that attacked weeks ago. Mishaberach Avotinu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov, Hu Yivarech et Chayal Tzavah HaGana Yisrael, העומדים על משמר ארצנו ויראי אלוהינו מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים מן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה ביבשה ובאוויר ובים. ייתן אדוני את אויבינו, הקים עלינו ניגפים לפניהם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשי ידיהם. ידבר שוננו ותחתיהם ועטרם, וכתר ישועה ועטרת ניצחון, ויקומו בהם הכתוב כי אדוני